Oh, that's cute. They let you spectate the world. Oh. Run one kill, huh? Just make it meme large. Fuck it. She is definitely not fitting for this anymore. So, need to get a gift that's a little more fitting for the failure that just occurred. Right in the bottom right there. That's how we're sitting. Alright. Let's whoop back into it. This is sad. Oh my god. Okay. Race to the edge to... So, what was our mistake that time? We instantly forgot where our temporary furnaces were. So simple. No, it is. I just can't focus. I'm bad focusing. I feel like it's mostly happened recently. I don't know. Or maybe it's like subconsciously a thing because, you know, like I graduated and I'm meant to feel like I'm getting stupider because I'm not in school. Maybe that's true. I don't know. Then again, I'm not exactly using what I have. You know, I'm not playing Brain Age every fucking day. I'm just trying to increase my IQ enough to breathe without thinking. Which sometimes I do need to think to breathe. By the way, not helping my case whatsoever here, but it happens. Alright, well, just like before, only better, we are going to try to get early stone. Gonna get closer to sea level, just so it's not as painful. We'll go by these cows, so I know where I am. I'm not just gonna screw it up again. Sorry. Only intelligent individuals can handle looking at that many numbers for a long period of time. Lord knows I can't. Anyway, before I was a complete failure, I believe I was talking about Atomic Crops, which I really, really do want to do an editorial on, just because it is a fantastic game that I feel is not getting enough attention. I don't know where to begin with it. I do want to save a lot of things I have to say for it when I'm actually playing it, just so I'm actively thinking about them and going through them as I play, but it's just a really fun game, and I think there's a lot of there's a lot of genuine characteristics to it as far as a indie game. I feel like it doesn't really hold itself back. It kind of goes at everything, and because of that, it probably can be classified as like 7 different genres, which is fantastic. I love that, you know. But first and foremost, it's a post-apocalyptic farming simulator. And I know that sounds riveting, but believe me, there's more to it than just mutated crops. It's a twin-stick shooter as well. And there's a big emphasis on survival, and it's a roguelike, and it just gets deeper and deeper and deeper. It just is fantastic. I don't know what to say without giving too much away, but I would just check out the gameplay trailer. It gives you a pretty good idea on how it functions and how the game plays. And I don't know, I just feel like there's not enough word out there for it. So just, if you check it out, you know, share it with people you think would like it. Obviously, there's a lot of influences from Stardew Valley, and I don't know where the roguelike influence really would come from. I mean, 'cause Stardew Valley doesn't really have a roguelike type feel to it, but I wouldn't say it's comparable to Minecraft, but I don't know. There's a lot of influences, and I think that's another brilliant thing about indie games from new studios that need support, is that they're trying new shit. You know, they don't have anything under the belt. They are just completely making something unexpected and out there. And I feel like the games industry does tend to dig itself up and remake itself over and over again. That's not to say anything about AAAs, because there is a lot of AAAs that I do extremely enjoy, but I feel like when you... The game's freezing, by the way. We'll just ignore it and just wait for the sheep to... That scared the piss out of me. But when you are going through indie games and just kind of playing them interspersed between each other and like swapping between them, it feels like there's less carryover. Recently, I feel like in the last few weeks, I've just been playing a lot of AAA games that are critically acclaimed and maybe a little underappreciated for like PS2 and stuff, and they all end up feeling too similar. And maybe it's because I'm playing games from all the same companies, and there's obviously going to be some crossover between them, considering it's the same developer, but it still gives me fatigue a little quicker. And it's kind of hard to describe how that fatigue comes so easily. I guess it just has a lot to do with like switching up what's expected, you know. Like with Minecraft, I feel like you know sort of what's gonna happen, you know. There's no structure specifically, but it still sends you for a loop every now and again, you know. It's not the same experience every time. You can't predict every single little factor that goes into it, you know. And with other indie games, it feels like they all have to start from the ground up. Even though there's influences from other games. With these big studios that make a bunch of games, I feel like there's just... They don't start from the bottom up, you know. They have crossover from older properties that come into it, and that's great, you know. It's important for history to build on top of itself and like grow and become better, you know. But oh, they just, you know, maybe brush the stack to the side and just start over again every now and again. William oversimplifies the game industry. Then again, you know, there's a reason I come back to Minecraft all the time. There's a reason I come back to all these indie games all the time. There's a draw to it. You know, maybe it's just some residual hipster garbage shit in my brain that's been cemented in from a young age and reinforced with trend setting. But you never know. Alright, so we're we're in an impasse here. I'm gonna need food. So it's time to burrow. Fuck it. You're at 900 over 30 million journey. Not doing amazing, but oh well. Already I hate how full my fucking inventory is. But it's okay, because the music is still soothing me and I only feel like my head is collapsing in on itself slightly. Not too bad just yet. Another editorial that I really wanted to work on was kind of a comparison between Dead Island and Dying Light, just because they're two games that are down I love this game, it's so well put together. They're down similar veins, and I feel like there's a lot of crossover between the two of them, and there's a lot of conflicting ideas between the two of them that I think create a pretty cool comparison when putting them side by side. The main reason why I kind of want to get into that is just I kind of have the how's it? Alright, hopefully that doesn't happen too much more. Jesus. Anyway, I have the I should have a brain dead counter for every time I fucking lose my place. I have the controversial opinion that Dead Island is better than Dying Light, which I've maybe found one person that agrees, you know. There's just a lot in Dead Island that's like quirky and more unique than Dying Light that just draws me in. Some of it might be nostalgia, but I kind of wanted to make an editorial to cut through that, so I wasn't kind of just dredging through those types of opinions and actually formulating ideas that could be universally agreed on with supporting facts. I just typed up like a 4-page thing and something too special, but okay. We'll see if I get around to making that. Because yeah, opinions kind of are meaningless if they don't have points following them up, and I think just saying what I like about Dead Island and not acknowledging what it does wrong and what Dying Light does right would just be a little unfair. So I kind of started writing that editorial just to prove to myself that I actually had a point, which I don't all the time. I'll admit that I do not have points sometimes, like why I'm doing this, for example. I don't fucking know, it's something to do. Maybe just practice talking, get myself accustomed to being in. Okay, well, playing a video game isn't the best example of trying to socialize myself artificially again, but I wouldn't say breaking my back necessarily isolated me. That's definitely not true. I was very active, maybe a little too active. You know, I tried to keep myself busy, but I feel like I didn't keep myself busy with productive things. It was just kind of making stuff up to do and not acting on the stuff. Like, I come up with a lot of ideas, but never get around to writing scripts for them based around those ideas, and I feel like that would have been such an easy thing to like get into while I was on my ass so much, but I just didn't. And that's one of my main regrets, not doing that over the last month. I did have a few ideas I wanted to expand on, but I don't know, I don't want to say that I didn't have enough to go off of ideas, because that's not true. It just comes down to me not trying hard enough. Because for everyone that doesn't know, I made a film called The Grandmother for my senior thesis in my film and animation program at my university before I got my degree, and I didn't have much to go off of with that, but I still got done with it after pushing and pushing with it, and I feel like that's just a testament to the possibility of taking these ideas to fruition and pushing them far enough to be something. Okay, let's not end run by talking and running into a creeper. I'm gonna go insane with these dense forests, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna lose my place physically and mentally so many times because of this, but yeah, I don't know. I guess the grandmother kind of proved to me that I could like push myself to take things all the way through with film ideas. And of course, a lot of the difficulty is pulling myself back and making realistic plots and realistic production models, I guess, you know, just like can't shoot in locations that are too expensive, I only have so much money, yada yada yada. And a lot of the ideas I have are just kind of like sci-fi shit things that really don't translate well into a casual budget. So it's just kind of pointless to fixate on them, but at the same time, man, it would be so nice to make something like hardcore sci-fi and hardcore crazy, but me lazy, don't want to do cool things. We'll see what happens. I guess it's interesting to think about everyone on YouTube that doesn't specifically know me in real life, that have watched my videos in the past. Because I suppose, technically speaking, there isn't a lot of contextual stuff on the channel in relation to what my life is like. I feel like, I don't know what I feel like, Jesus. Miko brain dead, scary shit. No, it's just interesting to think that there's actually people that are on YouTube that somehow want to watch shit from me after my various adventures in the past. It's weird to think that I used to be someone who... Right, okay, I'm being very stupid. Air needs to recharge. Cool. I don't know, I used to be such an online person. I feel like I'm so offline now. You know, I just used to love doing stuff online, friends online, but I don't really do that anymore, you know? I just... Where the fuck am I going? I'm just really in person now. I'm just doing stuff in person, scheming in person, watching things, playing things. I don't really interact with the world through the internet anymore, whereas I used to. So, it's weird to think about, I guess. I wouldn't say I dislike it. I think there was a lot of downsides to not having stronger personal networks in real life and strictly only having personal networks online. You know, I think that is draining in its own extent. The same way it could be the other way around. But I feel like I cut it off a little too much, to be completely fair. And I don't know, I guess I want to pull back a little bit and get back into it. Because I do like the YouTube format. I follow creators that I've followed for 12 years since like the start of the platform, you know. Has it been 12 years? 13 by now? Anyway, I don't know. YouTube's just something that's important to me, and I feel like there's a lot happening on the platform that reflects what I want to do in general. I feel like as I stand right now, I'm more into editing. I think that's basically where it landed. Okay, no run kill. No run kill.